What does forgiveness really mean in a relationship? People say, love forgives everything. But is that true? Or is that the very lie that keeps so many women stuck in cycles of pain? There are moments in love where forgiveness becomes strength, and there are moments when forgiveness becomes self-betrayal. Think about this. How many times have you heard a woman say, "He said he was sorry, and I believed him," only to see her heart break again a few months later? The truth is, forgiveness without accountability is not healing. It's surrendering your boundaries. This topic matters because relationships are not built on words like sorry or I didn't mean it. They are built on trust, respect, and emotional safety. When a man crosses certain lines, when he damages the foundation of your self-worth, those are not things you should ever forgive, because doing so teaches him that betrayal is survivable. So the question is, what exactly are those things you should never forgive a man for? We're not talking about forgetting to call or missing a birthday. We're talking about the deeper violations, the kind that alter how you see yourself, how you trust, and how you love. Today, we'll explore those unforgivable acts: emotional betrayal, manipulation, control, humiliation, and the subtle forms of abuse that often hide behind affection. We'll look at them through the lens of psychology, philosophy, and real-life experiences. And more importantly, we'll ask the question, why do women feel pressured to forgive what destroys them? Because love should heal you, not hollow you out. A. Emotional betrayal and deception. Forgiving a man who lies to you repeatedly is like giving a thief a key to your house. Lies, whether small or strategic, create a fracture that trust cannot rebuild. According to attachment theory, emotional security is built on consistent honesty. When that's violated, your nervous system begins to anticipate danger even in calm moments. That's why you start overthinking texts, tone, and silence. It's your mind reacting to emotional instability. When a man lies, especially about emotional connections with others, he is not just hiding something, he's rewriting reality. You start doubting your memory, your intuition, even your sanity. That's not love. That's manipulation. And it's one of the first things you should never forgive. B. Disrespect and humiliation. A healthy man disagrees without degrading. But when a man mocks your feelings, insults you in private or public, or dismisses your achievements, he's not expressing frustration. He's asserting dominance. Psychologists call this emotional invalidation. It is a subtle but powerful form of abuse because it teaches you that your pain is inconvenient. Forgiving humiliation means teaching him that cruelty has no consequence. C. Control and isolation. Many controlling men disguise their behavior as protection. They don't want you to dress a certain way, talk to certain people, or chase certain dreams, and they call it love. But real love doesn't shrink you. It celebrates your freedom. Control begins as concern and ends as imprisonment. You should never forgive a man who cuts you off from your world, because he's not trying to protect you. He's trying to own you. D. Repeated infidelity. Infidelity destroys emotional safety. The first time it happens, it's a choice. The second time, it's a pattern. The third time, it's disrespect. Psychologically, repeated cheating rewires your ability to trust future partners. It causes attachment trauma. You start associating love with anxiety, affection with suspicion. Forgiving a serial cheater doesn't make you loyal. It makes you complicit in your own heartbreak. E. Gaslighting and manipulation. Gaslighting is one of the most psychologically damaging forms of abuse. It's when someone makes you question your own reality, insisting that things didn't happen the way you remember or that you're too sensitive. Philosophically, gaslighting is an assault on truth itself. If he can make you doubt your perception, he can control your behavior. Never forgive a man who plays with your mind, because once you lose your sense of reality, you lose yourself. F. Violence. Physical or emotional violence is never love. Not the slap he didn't mean, Not the anger he couldn't control, not the words he didn't think would hurt. A single act of physical violence destroys every claim of love, because love never requires you to fear for your safety. And emotional violence, yelling, threats, intimidation, can be just as destructive. It creates a constant state of alertness, where peace feels impossible. Forgiveness doesn't heal violence. Leaving does. G. Neglect and indifference. One of the most overlooked betrayals in relationships is indifference. When he stops caring, stops showing up, stops listening, that's emotional abandonment. And it can be as painful as cheating. Never forgive a man who treats your love as background noise. Because love that is one-sided is not love, it's servitude. Forgiveness is often seen as a virtue, a sign of strength and maturity. But when forgiveness becomes a reflex rather than a decision, it stops being noble. It becomes dangerous. From a psychological perspective, people forgive because they fear loss. The human brain is wired to seek connection. It associates rejection with survival threats. That's why many women stay. They fear being alone more than being hurt. But in relationships, not all pain deserves a second chance. Philosophically, Søren Kierkegaard wrote that love must exist within truth. If love requires self-deception, it's no longer love, it's dependency. When you forgive a man who betrays your core values, you're not showing mercy, you're abandoning truth. In modern relationships, social conditioning often teaches women to be understanding. Movies, religion, and culture romanticize suffering as a sign of devotion, but there's nothing divine about enduring cruelty. The truth is, boundaries are love. Boundaries protect love from becoming abuse. Ask yourself, what kind of love asks you to forgive the destruction of your peace? Forgiveness is powerful when it heals the innocent mistakes. It's poisonous when it excuses the intentional wounds. So the reflection is this: don't forgive lies. They kill truth. Don't forgive humiliation. It kills self-respect. Don't forgive control. It kills freedom. Don't forgive violence. It kills safety. Your ability to walk away is your power. Your forgiveness is a gift, not an obligation. In every relationship, there will be moments of hurt. But not every hurt deserves forgiveness. Some acts, betrayal, humiliation, violence, manipulation, are not mistakes. They are choices. And forgiving choices like that is giving permission for them to happen again. The foundation of real love is mutual respect. When a man loves you, he protects your peace. When he doesn't, he threatens it. So never feel guilty for walking away. Never feel weak for demanding more. Forgiveness should liberate you, not bind you to pain. Let go, not to save him, but to save yourself. And remember this: love is not proven by how much you can tolerate. It's proven by how much you refuse to. If this message resonated with you, share your thoughts in the comments. Tell your story, because healing begins the moment you stop apologizing for having standards.